Hey lady, okay, I'm so excited you're here. I'm Heather Dollar. I wanted to do a video this time so we could connect face to face. Hopefully you've been enjoying this focus series. And today's training is all about my controversial but game-changing approach to achieving your dreams, okay? Now, stick with me, okay? It's gonna be short and sweet and to the point. But here's the thing. The Proverbs 16:9 method dives deep into dispelling these myths that so many gurus are talking about, okay? They're teaching us about dreams, they're teaching us about goals, and they're talking about things like, dream boards. And the reason this is so important to me is because for years, that was me for years. I was doing these dream boards and I was setting goals and I was falling short. And I mean, I finally made some great goals. I built an incredible business, was making really good money for a few months, but it was nothing sustainable. And for month after month after month, I just would look at the pictures I put on that dream board. I'm like, why is nothing happening? Why am I going year after year and not able to check anything off of this dream boards? And then the same thing with the goals. I was setting goals, but I was doing it all wrong because I had not done any vision work. So I had no solid foundation of why I was setting these goals or where my goals needed to be taking me. I was just making monetary goals that felt good and setting my goals accordingly to that, setting smaller goals according to that. And that just didn't have enough purpose behind it. So God has a big purpose for you and your business, okay? And the way it works is he gives us this ultimate vision, okay? You have inside you this ultimate vision for your business, okay? And I want you to think of it like an umbrella, okay? So the top of the umbrella is your vision, okay? And then all the way along the path to leading to that vision are these dreams, okay? And it's not just like, oh yeah, I want a nicer house, or I'd love to go on a Disney vacation. These are dreams that are specific to your business and your heart and your desires that the Lord has already planted in you and that he's been working on you. He's planted these in you over the course of your life, okay? And so they'll grow because we're going to continue living, right? And so he's going to continue to work on them. And so you're always going to have these dreams. But they're different. It's not the same thing as your vision. And the vision is what the Lord says to give him. He doesn't talk about dreams in the Bible other than, having dreams when you sleep. He doesn't talk about goals, but he talks a lot about vision. And he says, without, where there is no vision, my people perish. And he says, write the vision and make it clear. Okay, he says, where the man's heart plans his way, but the Lord directs his steps. And I believe that is where he's talking about your vision. Okay, taking your vision is giving him that plan, and then it's up to us to trust him to direct us to that. Okay, but it's not the same thing as just writing down where you want to go or a goal or some pictures that you're throwing on a dream board. It's inspired by the Lord, and so you don't have to question if he supports it, because through this process that he has birthed it inside of you. So you're confident that he supports it. Okay? And so that is what the Proverbs 16:9 method does. And so I get asked a lot, do dream boards even work? And it's because of what these gurus are teaching of, this universal fluff of, the universe will give you what you want. Just put a picture of it on a board. Well, no, the Lord will give you what you want if you're trusting him for it. If you are expanding your faithfulness into the Lord, right? It's a give situation here. Give the Lord more of you, he'll give you more of him. Powerful, huh? Okay, so the dream board is, I don't even want to say if it does or doesn't work. I just want to toss it out the window, and I want to get focused on a vision board that has very specific things on it from your time doing vision work and unveiling the desires that God has already placed in your heart and the ultimate destination of where you're headed, okay? Where the Lord is wanting to take your business. And then your dreams will come to fruition. That'll make sense. Now, that's not to say that it's not okay to want things, because you'll find that, and this all is uncovered in the Proverbs 16:9 method, okay? But you will find that there are certain things that will have to change, certain lifestyles, maybe habits, a way of living, things that you want. You'll find that some of that has to happen, has to change in order for you to fulfill the vision that God has for your life, okay? Because your vision for your life includes your best self. It includes God's best for you. And for most of us, that means making some changes. It means financial changes. It means living in abundance instead of lack. It means having an abundant mindset and always having enough versus a lack mindset and coming and living in a place of constant scarcity. That is from the Lord, and our best self usually requires some growth. It requires some stretching. And when that happens, we know that these desires that we have, that these wants, right, that we can put on our dream board, we can believe God for it, that those are going to be a part of our vision. They're going to lead to that ultimate vision of who God has called us to be and what he's called us to do, the impact that he's called us to make, and the influence that that he wants us to have while, to make that impact on people's lives, okay? And all of that leads to profit. Cool, right? So God supports your success, but we've got to wrap our head around throwing out the idea of just the dream board, and we've got to be very clear on, what is the Lord trying to do in your business? What is he trying to do in your heart? Where does he want to lead you? Where does he want to guide you? What impact does he want you to make? You're good at a lot of things. There's a lot of things that you can be doing, but there's really only one really big impact that God has called you to make, and that's your calling, the calling that he's placed on your life, okay? And so we have to discover what that is and who he's called to make, who he has called us, right? You specifically, to make that impact for, and how you're going to do that. And then you just get focused on that. You get focused on that, and you trust the Lord every step of the way to direct your footsteps, just like Proverbs 16:9 says, which is why it's called the Proverbs 16:9 method, okay? Because it is the Lord. It's trusting the Lord to direct your footsteps to the plan that you have put together for him, but also that is inspired by him. And why would he not want to support that? Why? It's inspired by him. And I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's a beautiful testament of God's character, and something that we should aspire to follow in the footsteps of in our own business. And what better way to do that than working on our own character, right? Working on our own character and taking that step and saying, okay, you know what, Lord, I'm going to commit my business to you. Where are you wanting to take my business? What does this look like? What should my vision be for this? And then as your faith grows, then your dreams can grow, because every dream that you have, you should be able to believe God for it. If you can't trust God for it yet, then you don't need to be dreaming about it. You don't need to be believing God for it. You have to be able to believe God for it. Your faith has to match your vision. The dreams, right? You're not going to be able to, your faith is not going to match your vision at first. Your vision is going to seem like super big and probably scary, and probably you're going to be thinking like, how in the world can I do that? But I want to do it. I want to do it so bad. You're going to have this insane longing to accomplish what the Lord has for you. And just know that the how is not up to you, okay? The how is not up to you. The how is up to the Lord. So you just have to trust him to direct your steps, okay? All right, cool. So that should answer the questions for you of, do dream boards even work? It should define the difference between a dream board and a vision board. And sorry for the interruption. I am a stay-at-home mom as well, so I wear 2 hats full-time. And I'm a wife, so 3 hats full-time, which you may be able to relate to. But it should also answer the question why all that dreaming big is keeping you stuck, okay? Because dreaming is a way that we often will distract ourselves from taking action. But when you have your vision, then you have no excuse. You can constantly take action because you know exactly where you're headed, okay? So that should answer the question of why dreaming big is keeping you stuck. And then everything you need to escape to the chase your dreams trap. All right, so the chasing your dreams trap, I talked about that. It's just constantly dreaming and putting things on a vision board and just saying, I want this, I want that. And then that's like what you're working for. That's the purpose behind your business. That's the goal that you're making time and time again. And most likely, either you are hustling, and you're starting to feel the pressure of that, or you are just not ever meeting the goal. And either way, like, I don't want you to feel guilty about that, okay? It's not your fault. It happens to the best of us, but there's a better way.